silverware, plate, or whatever you want to call it. And he was like, honestly, no. But like he's like, but that's because that's what I have for myself. And he's that kind of person. It's like he likes to have even for himself like a nice set of plates, and he doesn't like to eat off plastic in general. And he's like, I don't know if I would have thought about it, but then maybe if it was an actual official date where I'm doing something at home for someone, I would want to make a nice impression and put in that little extra effort. So from that sense, I could understand a bit where she's coming from, where you want like that little extra effort from someone who who's, I mean, it would be funny to have like a date and then plastic plates, but but then again, I mean, that's probably what he uses for himself. So
Just your cameras become slightly blurry if you want to try wiping it.
that's very strange. Let me
And while you have
wipe
a
it.
towel, I think you're right. It's all about the, oh no, it's come off. Oh, it was better.
Oh,
Yeah, much better. So I don't know what happened.
okay.
Maybe lost focus. I don't know.
Yeah. Fun
But
times.
sometimes it's all. I think your boyfriend is very wise, and it's all about
Yeah.
the intention you put behind it. So JT would never serve. I mean, because JT is he's a foodie, so he will
Mhm.
enjoy cooking and then just serving it up. That because that's his mindset. And I'm
Yeah.
actually thinking of things of uh, I've got examples of things that I disagree with what he does, but then it's a bit shameful for him, so I won't say it. I'll say it off camera. Um,
Yeah.
but it's about the intention that you put behind it. If he is like, that's not the type of thing I care about, then it just shows that he doesn't care about that type of thing. It shows a bit, he's not very materialistic. He doesn't give much attention to that type of detail, and he probably doesn't put much care into the way he eats.
Hmm.
Then that's just it. But I agree with, if he does it for himself and he doesn't, he has other important things in mind, then that's just the way it is. It would be a different story if he had nice cutlery and would intentionally bring out the bad ones.
Yes.
And it would be a different thing if, I, I, I don't know. I think I kind of, it's the thing of, I agree. A 30-year-old guy, probably should have his own cutlery. Is it a big deal? No.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not a big deal, but I can also see like the other side of like it shows a bit of I don't know.
It shows
Like
it shows a bit of immaturity.
it does. It does. Like it's a very bachelor kind of lifestyle, but it is a very like I feel like it is also to do with personality more than anything else, because it has nothing to do with where you come from or if you lived in a poor house, rich house. I don't think it has anything to do with that, because like I'm thinking of my boyfriend, and he's like well, he's very different and he's not a very simple person, but he he's very proper in that way. He likes to have his own dishes. Likes to have, and he lived a very bachelor lifestyle before me, and he still does. And so I feel like it's a matter of just different people, and it but then it's not the thing to cause war about. It's not something that you need to actually start making such a big fuss over. Like
Yeah.
we have a saying in Hebrew, שזאת תהיה הצרה הכי גדולה שלי, we say like it's like may that be my biggest problem.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. If that's the worst thing to happen to me, then I'm a happy
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
and so I've got another big question.
yes. Lay it on
Should
me.
he should he or shouldn't he have thrown away the jewelry?
In the drawer, like the lost and found thing he has.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it seems a bit weird that he would. Oh, that's such a. I should have asked my boyfriend about that. But no, I feel like it's a bit weird to hold on to. Like I couldn't understand why in that moment he didn't throw it away. He didn't want to be fake and he wanted her to see who he is and not to start hiding things just to make an impression. But I do feel like he should have thrown it away a long time ago. Like it's something that he shouldn't even have kept. If you can't hunt down the woman it belongs to and give it back to her, then donate it or throw it away or something. I feel like it's a bit weird to like why?
I
Like I see no reason to hang on to these things.
I agree if it was, a couple of months old.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that he had this, like, a woman forgot this in his place just before he went on the show.
Mm, but there was like a whole bunch of stuff in it. Like he was calling it his lost and found basket. Like it was
I feel I need to rewatch it then, because I just, from what I understood, was just like a necklace from a woman that he slept with a week before going on the show. That's the
maybe,
impression
I
I
don't
got from
know.
it. But her reaction leads me to, her reaction is like, this is a whole box of years worth of
Mm-hmm.
things.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree that's, that they're,
Yeah.
those are two polar opposites. Um,
Yeah, her no, her reactions are completely unproportionate to the situation. They're so over the top and so blown up, and she makes every situation such a big deal. And it's like, dude, like chillax. Like, get what? This is your battle? This is what like you I wish well, no, I have a man way better than Izzy, but I'm sure every woman would wish to have a man like Izzy, that's the biggest thing that would make, red flags. May your red flags in a man be his cutlery and dishware. May the red flags be that they don't hide their lost and found that they have in their apartment. I feel like that's like the least of your worries.
I agree. I agree. She reminds me of a friend I used to have. We're not friends anymore. Of she judges every single tiny little thing, and to her, like, you know to be fair to her, whatever she judges other people about, she doesn't do. Fine. The day she messes up, I just
Ooh,
it's just like,
ooh.
we're not perfect. Yeah, he's a bachelor. Yeah. I said this last week, of this guy is a bachelor. He knows he's good looking. He gave the example of, like, being that he knows he's good looking. He was living the bachelor lifestyle. He came across
Mm-hmm.
Stacey. He probably felt, wow, I'm so lucky. She is a beautiful person. They haven't had people below average looking on that show in years. They're all above, they're all
Yeah.
above the social acceptance of, just like, none of them are bad looking. Anyway, these people. But I feel we should move on to Milton and
Oh my God. Lydia.
Lydia and that drama with Uche.
Oh my God. It's like where do
Perspective.
we even begin?
I feel like Milton is the MVP of the season.
In what way?
He's just doesn't care about that. He did not
Oh
cause
yeah.
any drama. He'll just, he's very kind of focused on what he says, and he'll no, no shit, whatever. So in that sense,
It mm,
in that sense, he's, probably too young to be on the show, probably
mm-hmm,
too young to get
mm-hmm.
married. Um,
But that's the thing. I feel like I'm not sure how much he's not a I don't think it's because he's so mature and drama free and trying to focus on himself. I feel like he's just the opposite. Like I feel like not the opposite, but I feel like it's coming from a place of such you're still so young and he doesn't know how to react and he's just dumbfounded. I feel like that's just
Word.
he's just sort of going with the flow because he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true. That that's fair. But anyway, he's not the juicy of this show, sadly.
No.
She is. And I feel that her and Uche are just toxic drama.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the whole thing is just so surreal. I feel like, well, it really depends on the truth because it's hard for me to really understand who's being truthful over here.
I think that they are both lying pieces of.
Well, for sure. They're both taking things out of proportion. They're both like hiding something, and they're both blowing up the other person's behavior. But I don't know, something's very fishy over there.
I,
And I don't, I, mhm,
with two things. With sending a picture of the house and saying I see you, I can see that being a bit stalkery. I can also see
yeah,
that being as a joke, like, oh, I see you. Like if you're not, you know, I could totally do that to a friend or whatever, just sending a picture saying, oh, I see you, lol. Or to a guy, just I'm not far, but it can be, it can be, it's a gray area of just you can see it as a joke, he can see it as a bit intrusive. But that whole thing of social media, who doesn't stalk their ex on social media? And who looks at their stories and then talks to other girls about, oh, this girl is looking at my story? I'm like, everybody looks a bit at their ex on social media or other people and just at least once. I
yeah,
feel everybody does that at least a little bit of just looking at what other people are doing a little bit. That's what it's the very toxic thing about social
yeah,
media. But what's also
yeah,
is those women,
yeah.
looking at who's looking at their stories and then talking about